Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Wow. This is episode number 43, 42, 40-something about DeathPiles and taxes.
42, and it almost didn't happen.
It sounds like we've been trying to get this up for now an hour and a half. We're live from Adam's kitchen. Originally was going to be garage.
The problem is, it's that nasty Halloween episode.
I think Adam's been looking up some things on the interweb that have given him some viruses or something.
No, I didn't give it to your truck driver, buddy.
Oh my lordy. It was worth $1,000 to buy the PC laptop that they fixed for you, man. If we've learned anything.
This computer, this system, it's haunted because of what you made me say.
We've been sitting here for an hour and a half. I've been cozying up over to Adam, acting like, you know, when your car breaks down and you don't know anything about cars, but you have to pop the hood and go stare like you might know something. We've been doing that for an hour and a half.
Wow.
Thinking this was the week that the podcast was going to die.
It was it. It was over. Give up the ghost.
And knock on some wood here, cross the fingers. Hopefully it's still recording well. If we sound like a bunch of chipmunks with cracks and pops, that's what you get at this point. But I need to do this real fast.
Wow. I couldn't wait.
Adam already guzzled his like an hour ago. I forgot about mine until I came back over here. So
I should have put it in the fridge and made them all nice and toasty cold.
I don't even know if I dare ask. How's your week been?
It was going great. It's been phenomenal.
Again, we're at Adam's house, so that's a little different for us. He was gonna have me in the garage, but it's cold now.
Well, we still might. I mean, we're trying to make this whole
We're
thing
not
happen.
moving. We're not moving.
I know we're not touching the equipment, so it's because I had to push back the schedule, man. I've been in St. George today.
Well, tell everyone what you've been up to.
Well, I had an opportunity to go to a conference, which, you know, we need to go to a podcasting conference.
There's actually a couple I was going to bring up with you, and we'll talk about that sometime off the air, but they do exist.
Well, why didn't you tell me until first I said we should do a conference? If it was your idea, you were sitting on it till I brought it up.
Hey, it's in Fort Worth, Dallas area next August. So
that's a long ways away.
What do you want me to do about it?
Can't you find us one sooner?
There's one in, where was it? It's in L.A., but I don't remember the month.
Okay, yeah. Hey, there's one in Florida, too. I don't remember the month.
That already happened.
It's coming up this next year.
This might be a little chippy now. We got some aggression going. The Dell computer.
The problem is these bench seats aren't exactly soft.
Exactly soft, and my
Your tuchus?
I'm not exactly built for long sitting with no backrests.
You know, maybe I remember when our buddy Pelican, he had some issues, and I got him a nice donut that he sat on for a little while.
The donut ain't the problem. It's the back.
Oh, the back.
You know when you go to like sporting events and you're sitting there on the bleachers for hours, and that's why at the Demolition Derby we always sit on the back row, so you can stand up and stretch a little bit.
Makes sense.
So if you just see me, if you hear me running around the room or anything, that's what's going on. But this is a podcast about selling things on the internet via mainly eBay and or doing your taxes with, well, anything but e-commerce. So Adam was down at an event in southern Utah. Yeah,
I had an opportunity. And so again, it's for the off-road wheelchairs, this other internet business that I've been trying to figure out. And it was an outdoor conference about recreation. So I decided Tuesday night I should go down, got up at 5 a.m., got there by 8. Great opportunity. So I'm glad I went and ended up staying longer. Had to talk to some guys from National Geographic. They're doing some cool stuff, so we stopped and talked to them, and that's why I kept pushing it back. And I am the reason the podcast is being recorded so late.
Well, even if it had, our computer was just not having it today. So
it just like you said, it's like the old Nintendo games. You have
As I said, you just got to blow in it and hold it at a certain angle and push the reset button really fast. That was the weird thing. You always had the combination for your Nintendo. Did you notice that all your friends, everyone had their own little thing? I kid you not, You'd have to blow in the thing about, you knew like how hard and the length, but to turn on my Nintendo, you had to hold in the button. And then we had like an old, the clothes, when you put clothes out on a clothesline.
Yeah, the clothespin.
I had a clothespin, but only half of it on the back end, and you jam that son of a gun in sideways, and it would hold the button at just this right angle, and you knew how much tension to put in there, and then you let it go with the spring release, and that's how my Nintendo worked. It was like an anti-theft device.
Well, I'll tell you what. I learned something today that I'm kicking myself about already. eBay related.
Oh, well, please share.
So I learned something. I feel like there's a natural dollar amount you should always have in your wallet.
What dollar amount is that?
After today, it should be $200.
Now, why is this? Because I have a strategy that I always carry a certain amount of cash on me.
So let's just say that I was at this conference, and it was lots of different people, different offices of tourism of different cities, just different guys that run bike shops and all kinds of different things. And it was literally last minute. I was walking out of the conference, and there's this guy, looked your elder about 10 years. Could be your sporting cousin.
Good looking fella.
Yes.
Good looking guy.
Yes, and he's walking around with these two bike rims. And I'm like, hey, what you doing with those, buddy? Oh, I'm selling them. Okay, let me look at them. And I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe I could use these for our wheelchairs. Like, I don't know.
Right?
So I'm looking at it. I'm like, I have no idea. My phone was dead. Like, I don't know. I was taking a shot in the dark. And I'm like, looking at my wallet. I only had $40. I figured, you know what? Probably should offer them $100 each. I don't know. I have no idea what they cost. They were super light.
Did you ask him first what you asking for these things?
Well, yeah. He's like, I don't know. You tell me.
Well, you have $40 cash, so you say.
So this is the problem. Okay, this is the problem. And I should have just did it right then. There's another lady that's standing, because I don't know how serious he was. Because like I said, it's a whole group of people. So she's, of course, on her phone, and she's like, whoa, oh my goodness, whoa. And the guy's like, what? And she's like, yeah, $900.
Did you say, but you have a free return policy, ma'am?
Per rim, $900.
Well, where did she look that up at?
She was looking it up on Amazon.
For just bike rim?
Yeah, it's the same brand. I mean, she's looking at the brand and everything.
Did you say, hey, lady, shut up? We're in the business here.
I was a little like...
Nobody asked you your opinion.
At that point, I'm like, man, if I would have had two 100 crisp dollars rolled up in the back part, not the front part of your wallet, in like the secret compartment, I would have thrown it down right on the spot.
Well, I have a story earlier this week. I was helping a gentleman. I was helping a friend of mine move that does not look good. Don't tell me that this is not working.
It's working. It was just
okay. You just gave me a look like you threw the baby out with the bathwater. Stop talking, buddy.
The Russians took it over.
I was helping a friend move a couch in, and they had a painting on the wall. Now, I'm not afraid to ask. And my wife said, well, I like that portrait there. And I said, hey, I tell you what, I got $20 cash money right now. Take it or leave it. Now, they left it, but offer was on the table.
Hey, everything's for sale, man.
The offer stands until I left. Now, if they call me up and they need the $20, tough. I got 10 spot. But
so do you carry a set dollar amount always in your wallet?
Well, here's something. So we've talked about my memorabilia, and
yeah.
You never know what's going to come up and when you need cash. And I've been in the spot where I wanted Michael Jordan rookie cards and that kind of thing. And you have to act kind of fast on that, especially where I live in a rural area.
Yeah.
And so most of those things, I'm driving an hour or so away. I've had video game lots come up where it's like, okay, first come, first serve. So get in the car. We're going to boogie on down to the stabby part of Salt Lake City. And you need cash money on you. So usually... Now, growing up, my dad taught me, once you became a man, this was one of those, once you're a man lessons, you should always have a $100 bill on you somewhere on your person in your wallet in case things, go bad.
So is this when you're like 27?
Just the other day, last birthday, he said, son,
37.
We're going to pull you aside. I know you never reached the peak maturity that I thought you'd get to, but it's about time you know this. Oh, so always have a
Yeah.
spare hundy in case you blow a tire
Something.
or something goes wrong. Some guy's there and he has $900 worth of things he's trying to sell you. So I always try to keep at least that on me. But with this eBay stuff going on, I do try to keep a certain amount of cash that.
So can I test you?
Sure.
Pull out your wallet.
No, we're not going to do this on the air. I don't want people knowing how much cash I have on me or don't have on me at this very moment.
Put your money where your mouth is.
I'll just flash it to you.
Wow. He's packing.
I'm ready to make a deal.
Wow. That's the difference is you are the prepared guy. I'm the faker. You're the maker.
Well, I've been in
and
that
I'm the
scenario,
faker.
though. I've been in scenarios before where if I had cash at the time, even yard sales sometimes, you'll go to places and you'll see something, you'll say, what is that? And you know it's a value, and they kind of know the value, but they're trying to move it, but you're not going to offer them $20 because
Yeah.
you know that's just not going to get the deal done.
Yeah.
And so if you have 100 or something like that, you can say, hey, man, give you 100, I want everything. I'm packing it up, got my car right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in the reselling world or something like that, guy didn't know really what he had. You knew there was some value there. You'd have been skipping like a man from Mona if you went down, bought those rims, came back and found out that you had $900 worth of rims that you came home with.
I'm just, I learned a lesson today. I lost my Boy Scout duty. I was not prepared. I just wasn't there, man.
So podcast world, don't be like Adam.
Change.
If you are
I learned a lesson.
a Jimmy
today.
Cheapy Pants,
Yes.
since we don't have a name yet, but that seems to be the front runner,
Yes.
always carry a certain amount of cash about your person in case
Wow.
it comes down to you need money, right, to make a deal.
I legitimately know if I would have had 100 and flashed it, he would have took it.
Till that lady came up and
Tell me about
probably
it.
called you a scumbag.
Oh gosh. So
This piece of work.
here's the other thing. Like, I'm upset at you. I'm not going to beat around the bush.
Well, you beat around the bush for an hour and a half when we've been trying to get the computer to record.
You made me do this stupid Halloween episode.
Hey, there's more to come in the second hour.
No, we are not.
I've typed up. There's words on paper there.
It's going to be a short podcast.
There's words on paper.
So I told you I was going to do those things. I came up with my baseball cards and I gave them to you. I'm just checking in for my accountability list.
Wait a minute. You gave them to me by me coming over to your house and saying, give me those cards.
You delivered.
The other day I was helping you bring in a couch. And I said, where are them cards at?
Are the cards in my presence?
I also said, hey, that picture, I'll give you $20 for that picture on the wall right now, cash money.
Are the cards in my possession?
Hey, I'll have you know the cards are in California.
Did they get there?
They are there.
It's just like Grubhub. Like you came to my house to give me my stuff.
I gave you, I sent our friend Mike Painter a message. I said, hey, it's going down. And he brought them over that next day.
It's like pick me up UPS. It was pick me up, grade my cards.
So they should hopefully be here for the holiday season.
So
you're mad at me about that, okay.
So my other, task list was I was supposed to find those pictures of the morgue.
Oh, man. Yeah, people have been asking. People are upset. You're like, I promise by Thursday.
Are missing.
MIA.
I mean, I'll show you in the closet. You can walk out
I
there
don't
with
want
me.
to go in that closet again after what you did to me last time.
Open up the cabinet where I got the mug lives in there. I got my product, and I've got my boxes of pictures. And here's the thing. Pictures of the outside of the house, but the upstairs pictures of the attic, of the Dan the Diggity that's burnt into the roof, not there.
Did you burn them?
I did not touch. And here's the thing. They were there a month ago because that's why I brought it up. That's why I remembered.
Somebody needs to do some exercising.
We're going to have to bring in that preacher and, get the exorcist,
We're going to have to get the sage water out or something.
the poltergeist.
Well, the month's almost over. So after this month, we'll be done with Halloween-y type things. But
Now-
I've promised the people this is what we're going to do. And I got some other weird things for you at the end of the pod show. So keep listening.
We're getting off on it, but I'm getting blasted, man. People are telling me the same thing. Oh, that's just that you're just a.
Well, you said Willow. It's not even like so. So here's the weird thing. So it's like I won't watch Willow, and I don't like Star Wars, and I don't like The never-ending story. But then you're like, well, I was watching The Exorcism in the basement with the Blair Witch Project. Well, why are you watching those if you weren't watching Willow?
Because I didn't like those. Willow was when I was a kid.
I know, so why did you keep watching the scary movies? But now you won't watch Willow.
Peer pressure. It's all about peer. I got peer pressured in. Dan Church, I'll put his name on the air. He's the one that made me watch that show. Blair Witch Project.
It was the Eric Church's brother?
Yes. And I don't know why, because he's just as scared of this stuff as I am now. So his wife is making fun of me now.
Well, you threw it out there. I can't even defend you when people are like, so that's all in that. Like, we like the podcast and all, but Adam's not really afraid of the never-ending story, right? I'm like, he is. They're like, well, really, though? Like, he just doesn't like Star Wars. Yeah, he doesn't like it because of the weird things on it. They're kind of scary to him.
I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm scared of the never-ending story. That's just it.
So if you were going to sell some never-ending story merchandise, would you, like, not keep it in the house?
No, I wouldn't even do it. Just like you're vaping, I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole.
So say the guy down the parking lot's like, hey, here's a never-ending story. This is worth $10,000. I'll sell it to you for $100 because I need crack.
Have you not seen what's going on in my life in the last 2 weeks since we brought this
kind of
up?
falling apart.
I mean, the Russian lullabies is still getting me.
Yeah, that was creepy. Oh. I'd invite anyone to listen to that. Did you like the last week's, The Black Widow?
It was crazy, too.
I was torn between a few of Alice Cooper's songs. Hey, friends of the program, so I'm jumping around. We're jumping around. This has been a weird week for us.
We got thrown off.
Friend of the program, Jimmy McKnight's been giving us all sorts of music and sound clips to play.
Really?
There's a song that I don't know if we'll be on this one or after October, Scary Songs, but it's called I Shop at the DI.
No.
And it's, for those of you that don't know, the DI is a thrift store here locally. Well, it's not even locally to us. It's in a lot of western states.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some in
Las
Washington,
Vegas.
Nevada, Colorado, probably California, I'm assuming, Oregon. And, of course, Utah, it's owned by the Mormon Church.
Yeah, you went to Arizona, flew in.
Arizona, I went to grand opening.
Yeah, they flew
so
in.
Anyways, this is a song about shopping at the DI. So I don't know if it might be this week or it might be here in a couple weeks.
Okay.
He's hooking us up with that. Then there's some sound clips and stuff that he sent over. So we appreciate that.
Well, we're going to get on some eBay stuff. I mean, like I said, we got thrown off by this hour and a half, but hey, we're recording in front of a live studio audience today.
Yeah, they're there. The little Adams kids.
The little kids, they're here.
There they are. They're clapping.
Yeah.
What do you think about your dad being scared of that shirt that you're wearing?
It's a Yeti.
Well, he
probably needs to step his game up, right?
That's right.
He went to Nightmare on 13.
We are all impressed by that.
Yeah, they can't hear that.
Yeah.
He went to a haunted house.
He lived, well, yeah. Has he played the Haunted House episode for you?
Nope, we don't listen to that.
He has a lullaby that you guys should listen to tonight before you go to bed.
No, we're moving on.
Hey, so I don't usually name drop, and I've talked to you about selling to celebrities in the past, but we might have some new listeners out there because of a deal I made with a man by the name of Jonny Fairplay. You know who Jonny Fairplay is?
I know Johnny Paycheck.
This is not that Johnny. So there's a little show called Survivor.
I've heard of it.
You heard of Survivor? There was a man on Survivor, one of the first seasons back in the day. His name was Jonny Fairplay.
Is he the guy that forgot to pay his taxes?
No, that was the original winner. He's the guy that's famous for making up a lie that his grandmother died so that they wouldn't vote him off the island, basically.
That's pretty rotten, but you do what you do on there.
So I'm on a community page, and I see old Jonny Fairplay's asking some questions about Christmas items.
All right.
And so I say, hey, man, send me a DM. I'm not going to tell everyone here all my business, but I'll talk to you. And so Mr. Fairplay, who now is a real estate agent in Virginia, apparently, shared some stuff with me. I shared some information with him. I said, hey, appreciate it if you'd give us a shout out for the podcast. He's got a podcast because of the stuff I'm telling you. He said, you got it, but he also told people that his grandmother died so that he would stay on a Survivor game reality show. So who knows if he really followed through and is doing it, but that was the agreement.
You know, it's crazy, this whole podcast world, and I just want to, we need to set the record straight on something.
Okay.
We're into it. I know 20 minutes, like I said, we've really thrown it off. This is just
I don't even know what episode this is.
Yeah, this whole computer thing threw me off. It's
It
the
was like
poltergeist.
Y2K. Remember Y2K?
Yes.
It actually happened today. It was like delayed by 20 years.
It's Y 2020.
And you got stuck on the 80%.
Yeah, the kids were mocking her. Your kids are like, just do it differently, Dad.
I know.
And you're just like, leave me alone,
So
wasn't he?
our guest last week. I mean, we love when Mr. Trump comes in,
I
but
forgot he was even here.
he said some things about France.
Well, why are you coming at me about this? I always leave the room when that guy comes around.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think he just got on a little tangent, but we love our people in France.
We got a lot of listeners in France.
That's
Matter
what
of
I'm
fact,
saying.
I'm a little offended. We have all these new downloaded people in France, and then once he come in here, he comes and says, like, I don't even remember. He said something about, like, we don't like him or something.
You know why?
Because he has there's that place in dance in France where no?
I think it's because you went after his guy hard, like the Secret Service guy that you beat up.
Saying the guy wants the job, he's going to earn the job. I'm not just
you're
giving
right.
respect because he wears a badge.
Maybe I should try and get you the job with him.
You know?
Professional driver.
I'm thinking there's a lot of people right now, that's not the job I need.
Well, what I'm saying is maybe you and your little brother, like he can fly him around and you can be a personal bodyguard. Like we can go Evvies on this.
He was supposed to follow back up with that Air Force One thing with my brother, and to the best of my knowledge, he has not.
Well,
Now, I don't want to call him a blasphemer or a liar, but I'm going to say he's told some half-truths to me personally.
well,
And then the things he said about our good listeners over in France, well, he's not A-rodded, but he's on a suspension for a while. He's not going to be seen around these parts anytime soon.
well, he does some good things for ratings, so we'll let that on. But all right, let's get
That's
on.
the weird thing. We had really good ratings last week.
I know.
And the man's out here saying that's what's going to happen.
So-
and then we jumped up.
He does what he does, man.
So hopefully, if you're new to the show, listen. Usually, how they go listen to a few others. If Jonny Fairplay actually sent you our way, we appreciate it. If he's listening, thank you. And we sell things on the internet. It's fourth quarter, Adam. You know what that means?
It means cha-ching.
It means I'm sending out things by like box loads. And we've been putting out Bolos like crazy. If you follow me on Instagram at DRoyEverett or on the Twitter, I usually try to put them over there, but Instagram seems to be where it's at.
I can't figure that out yet, man.
I'm getting a lot of people following me, but I've been putting out, this week I've put out probably 3 or 4 Bolos. Just they come up and I hurry up and put them. I usually would save them for the podcast, but by the time we get here, they're sold out or gone. So if you want to know, go over there and watch. I mean, sometimes it's feast or famine, but I try to keep it updated. Friend of the program, Mike Painter, we were talking last week about the Lego set.
Yeah.
Friends, those have arrived. He beat the system. So
Did he?
it's supposed to be 2 per person for whatever. He has his wife ordering to like the in-laws house. He's got like 4 sets of these.
Did Clint get any?
I'm not sure if Clint got any or not, but he said he needed some. I think that was for a personal office setup or something. I'm not thinking he was in the resale game.
It's funny you say that because like I said, we've talked about things. They said the top 2, number 2 and 1 episodes of shows that are watched on Netflix, Office and Friends.
So
Just heard that this morning.
So if Clint wants some, I'm pretty sure his little brother will be selling them to him at a prorated price.
Premium. Maybe he can like get it to Bev and like they can, special Christmas present.
Well, then he sent me a message today that his wife's up at a different Walmart and they don't have the limit on those things we were talking about last week, the LOL dolls.
Yeah.
So I guess, I don't know if they loaded up or what, but I said, just always check your solds because sometimes that means supplies met demand.
Yeah.
So he's killing it, but if you have a store on eBay, fourth quarter, make sure to get your shipping supplies. I know we talk about this about every quarter, your free shipping supplies for your store subscription. They have holiday themed stuff this time.
Yo.
And so I've loaded up on my thank you cards, stickers. I think I got some Poly Millers. I have $50 with my store level.
Whoa.
Your store level will vary depending on what level you're at.
Can I tell you how poor I'm getting at what I do? With my
I mean,
eBay?
there's kids here, so I can't say half the things I want to say comfortably.
The problem is we get a sale and I have to ship it. I move the tape. Every time I can't find the stinking tape.
Where's the gall darn tape?
My kids move it. They move the scissors. It's all my kids. Like,
He always blames the kids. I know where I put the tape. It's on the tape gun.
I can't find the tape. So,
Gall darn tape doesn't just walk off by itself.
so I have to go to the store, find some tape. The other
You don't
night,
buy more tape?
yes.
Oh man,
'Cause I
you
can't
use your
find it.
eBay coupon and get you just like a 20-pack of roll of tape, and you put it out in your garage, and then you bring in a roll of tape, and then worst case you just go back out to the garage. You need to get you a tape gun.
Here's the other problem.
Who am I doing this podcast with? I just need to help you get set up.
So the other problem I had is I got everything because, it was a unique item. It was like this glass kind of, I think it was like a Mickey Mouse, like a bigger than a salt shaker thing.
Shake it like a salt shaker.
So then I wrapped it in bubble wrap, and I'm like, man, I probably need to put this in a box. So I put it in like a box and then put it in the poly mailer. But it was past 5 o'clock, and I go to try and put it in the slot at the one place. It wouldn't work.
You gotta go to the big dumper.
So I had to go find a big dumper. Oh,
So here's what you need to do. Sorry.
rookie mistakes.
Did you get it there? Did it break?
I don't know. I haven't heard yet. This is just 2 days ago.
So here's what you need to go when you next time you're at a thrift store. They always have tape guns at thrift stores. Always.
I know that's not the problem.
So get you a tape gun and get you some rolls of tape. I have 2 tape guns in my upstairs room. One with my eBay tape, one with my Walmart packaging tape. And then downstairs I have 2 tape guns, one of eBay, one of my packaging tape. So I always, if I can't find one, I know where the other is, and I got rolls upon rolls.
So here's the thing, Kay. These little 2 things over here, they move everything. Like I have scissors that I put my names on, and they move them.
Well, because you put your name on it.
Well, I know, but I have
Don't you have a spot out in your garage where you have the trace of your, you take the, you're a dad now.
I'm not Sig Sigma. I don't
You gotta
have
go out there and you gotta put a trace of it around on like a pinup board.
I know.
And then when it's gone, you're like, this is where the tape goes. The scissors are clearly outlined here.
Here's what I need to do. You remember when you go back to the bank in like the old days and you go to the bank and they have like the pen on the chain?
Yeah, or they put like a flower on it or something.
Well, the flower wouldn't do anything
The
because
chain.
I got to get a chain. I'm going to get tape with a chain.
Or you can just
So they can't
you can
move
just
it.
threaten to hit them like our parents did. I mean, they don't do that no more. It only takes once. You see your dad thump your brother, you're never gonna do nothing again. You learn it real fast.
He chuckled at that one.
And that's one of you. One of you just takes one good hit, and the other ones they line up. They've seen that you're serious.
See, that's the problem with being the eldest child. Like, I was the one that it's like,
Yeah.
they smartened up real quick.
I was the practice child, as they like to call it.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Made all the mistakes. All the other ones went to college and have good careers.
It's true.
There's the one that drives the truck and does the podcast and sells crap on the internet.
But let's be honest. You're the one that's doing well.
Well, we're doing good. I can't say mean things about my parents, even kidding, because they're taking it a little personal.
I know we had a little sentimental moment last week.
I have good parents, and maybe they hit me a little hard at times, but I probably deserved it. And now I get to wear helmets everywhere I go, so that's a plus. You go to Disneyland and stuff, I'm first of the line no matter what.
Wow.
Like that guy.
Wow.
Well, Adam, so we're fourth quarter coupon. Also, I have a new bolo perhaps for you. Okay, are you ready for this? I got a new potential bolo, and I wanted to get your opinion on it.
Okay, let's hear about this bolo.
These are sold at CVS. Now, I haven't looked them up. I just heard about them the other day, but they were selling fast apparently. So they are an almond that is flavored like Thanksgiving stuffing.
Oh.
So you know how you like stuffing?
Well,
Everyone likes stuffing.
I just had those wasabi and soy sauce almonds, and they're phenomenal.
Well, here's the thing. The stuffing's full of carbs, and it's horrible for you.
It's true.
So the healthy people that want to have that taste, apparently these almonds are spot on, but they're almonds.
See, you know what they're doing? You know the technology that they're now putting in place in 2019? Willy Wonka was doing it years ago. Remember? Do you remember? Like the god, you could lick it, and you're like, it's this, it's
The
that.
schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
And Violet turned into Violet because she's Violet.
I heard a weird
That was like in the 70s,
conspiracy
dude.
theory about Willy Wonka actually being like this evil man who was torturing children because they all kind of died in the factory.
I don't want to throw you off, but that's where your almond things, see, like I said, it's all retread. Willie thought of this 50 years ago.
Willie or won't he? The other thing is, you ever been to Trader Joe's?
I've been to it in California. They have one here up where we live, and The other night, I told my wife, I says, we're going to go there and get some produce. And you know what happened? Got on the freeway and totally spaced it.
So they have seasonal items, and Trader Joe's aren't available everywhere. There's some things there that sell really well, and apparently their fall, like the pumpkin spice, everything's pumpkin spice. But there's a lot of items there. If you have a Trader Joe's by you, it would behoove you, I say, to go over and check some of the pumpkin spice things and what they're selling for, and you might be flabbergasted.
Didn't we, when we first started the podcast, there was like a couple that was in there just selling like Trader Joe's salts or something?
It was a everything bagel seasoning.
Yeah,
salt.
that's what it was. And like,
that's all they sold, and they were killing it.
It's like $47,000 in sales or something.
Yeah, I think they cost like a couple bucks, and they were selling for like $9, and that's all they did.
Yeah, they sold a lot of them.
That's a lot of seasoning salt. So go over to your local Trader Joe's and just start looking. I mean, worst case is you're going to come out with some great items that you're going to eat. Like they have these little, it's like the Swedish fish, but they're called Norwegian fish or something like that. They have the pumpkin spice, pumpkin seeds.
So is this kind of like, you know, you're always told, hey, Derek, you've got Mountain Dew, but you really can't afford Mountain Dew. You've got the Mountain Lightning.
You got Mountain Thunder, please, sir.
Oh,
or
no, the Mountain Thunder is Dr. Pepper.
Oh, I don't know.
No,
I'm so poor.
Well, no, see, I know what they are. That's all I grew up on.
What we do is we
really had the Shasta.
We'd go and collect the cans, and then Dad would fill them full of water. We'd put them in the fridge, and he'd put a couple of drops of food coloring in there, and sometimes there's a little flavor in there still, and that's what we had.
That's why Danny's a good man.
That's why I like to pop a top on this just to hear it, because we didn't have that.
We'd have to get the watered down Kool-Aid.
We'd have the Shasta, which was Mountain Rush, I believe, and then there was like Mountain Thunder. No, that is Dr. Pepper.
So I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're right, Lightning.
I know my off-brand sodas. So we better
or Mountain K.
Mountain K. Oh, that's true. Hey, here we go. I forgot about this. Breaking news.
No, chiming right in. We'll be at the desk all day following the story if we have to for you, folks.
I ran out of time today. Do you know what I saw in St. George?
Well, it could be anything. Apparently, you saw a man trying to wield some stolen bicycle hubcaps.
I believe I saw the last living Kmart. Still open. It was going out of business. It said closing sale.
Oh, you should have went over to that cell.
I know.
You could have stole the blue light right out of that special.
I don't know. It was it was probably on its deathbed, and I could have got some smoking deals.
Yeah, I'm sure. But you had to rush back to do this podcast.
I know.
That's the dedication we have here with Adam, folks, is he is an award-winning podcaster.
So I saw it, and unfortunately my time commitment, I couldn't go in.
Well, and tomorrow I think you owe it to yourself just to drive on back there and see what they got.
Hey, why don't you take the day off and we'll run down there together? It's a 3-hour trip.
A 3-hour tour. My buddy Gilligan did that once. Didn't turn out well for him or the skipper.
Thanks, Mr. Howell.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'd be like the professor, and you'd be kind of like Gilligan.
I take that as a compliment.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I actually, when I was growing up, so I love that show. I used to think that my name was Derek Roy Everett III. That's what I tell people.
Mr. Howell.
That's a true story. That's actually a true story. Of all the stories I tell on here, that one is actually a true story.
Man, hey, we're to the point. We got to get a break, man.
All right, we won't keep you waiting no more.
I need to find out how I'm going to get my new phone.
Yeah, that phone service. I've been using it for a couple weeks now, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I need to get a new phone. So tell me how I do that.
Visible Mobile is running on your Verizon network for only $40 a month. That's it, inclusive of everything.
Tax deductible, $40 a month.
When we say everything, we mean you get unlimited calls, unlimited text, unlimited data.
Which means I can list more on eBay.
You can list more. It has a mobile hotspot included. Turn your phone to a hotspot. Everything, all the details are over at visible.com. You're eligible to get up to $200 in a prepaid MasterCard. Easy for me to say. All you got to do is go over there and check it out. When you're there, use our referral code BVWBQ. Tell them DeathPiles and Taxes sent you. That's all you need to know. And when you use that code, you save $20. So $20 a month, Verizon Network for trying it out. Can you beat that?
And you get the $200 gift card. That's like 5 months free.
Go over to their website, get all the details, visiblemobile.com.
And we're back.
And it came to pass that in those days they did record a podcast, and it was a fine podcast, of which the sponsors were happy with them. And the recording mechanism did work for the second. And then the kids came running back to and fro to say, "Don't be on the air yet, Father, for we would like to listen to thee."
Wow. Man, we have got our booker, like our engineering team, our booking
Our
team.
engineering team sucks because we were here for like an hour and a half trying to get this thing running.
The thing is our booking team came through because those drop-ins, I mean, how much does it cost to get Morgan Freeman on the show?
I don't know.
That is breaking the budget. No,
That's
the problem is it's all about balancing act. Like we're spending so much on bookings that our equipment is failing.
we're spending so much. We're what do they call it? That you're house rich but cash poor.
Yeah.
We are ad rich or person rich, but yet something poor. Oh, do we got a special guest that wants to chime in here? Let's hear you. Who do we got?
And it was stuck on it was stuck on 80.
And it was stuck on 80, which everyone listening on the internet right now is like, oh, well, those idiots. It was just stuck on 80 for 5 hours while they were trying to download the new stuff.
We're on a new path right now.
I'm telling you, Father of the Year award, Adam just made the kids go brush their teeth and floss.
They're just flossing right now.
They're just happy as could be.
I'm telling you, other people, like getting your kids to brush their teeth and floss, it's like, I don't know how the James...
It's like trying to get somebody to list stuff on the internet, sell on eBay.
You're right.
They all know it's good for them. They all know they want to do it, but do they actually go do it? And then I'll see them in 6 months and I'll say, been listing? And you'll lie like you do to the dentist and say, every day. We've been listing every day, not just when mom's coming to check. And I say, I see your death piles. I can smell your stinky breath. I know that you haven't been doing it. The dentist has to look at you and say, oh, I know that's what's been going on. I know you haven't been flossing, but I'm not going to call you a liar now because you're paying me $500 an hour and I need your business. And then you have these cavities where the death piles. Something like that, right?
Wow, that is probably the best analogy you have ever come up with.
And I don't know what the brushing part is, but that's something. That's maintaining your status.
So, man, you're bringing it hard, you're bringing it heavy, you're bringing it big. So, I need some help from you right now. I need you to help me make some money this week.
Let's do it.
Well, I know you just told me to list, and yeah, list. I know.
I've been doing it. I just can't see it.
Matter of fact, I do have a dentist appointment. I had to cancel it today so that I could get back in time for the podcast on time.
Well, we appreciate that.
So I've rebooked it for 2 weeks. So
how am I helping you make money?
you tell me, what tips do you have that I can do right now for fourth quarter? What are you doing right now that our listeners should be doing?
First off, Cellhound has been amazing, which I've been telling people to try out and do if you're having problems with clothing related things where you don't want to look up. It's just a lot of work to look up brands, what they cost, codes.
So it's working for you.
Oh, it's going great. As far as listing and being able to get things listed fast, all you got to do is take pictures and send it to them. It's easy.
That's awesome.
So I'd say get into your coats and sweaters. I know yard sales over the summer, or at thrift stores over the summer, people were grabbing their hoodies. They were grabbing their coats saying, this is going to be awesome come, when it starts to get cold. Now it's like, well, it's dark outside and I want to sit inside and watch football or whatever.
Do you think
the World Series.
Do you think that magic time is when the stupid daylight savings times happens?
I'm thinking so. But get listing that stuff because you don't want to have it around for another year.
No.
Also, if you're into toys, get your toys, get listed, get doing your Christmas stuff. If you're not, then figure out what you're going to be selling for the fourth quarter because right now, there's a lot of eyes. Now, I didn't bring this up earlier, but we've had an eBay glitch that everyone's been, man.
I've seen it. It's like the world ended.
It's been bad. And I'm kind of getting upset with eBay. We're in fourth quarter, and it always seems like, don't tweak with things until the fourth quarter is done.
So hold on. I wanted to, because I've seen the blowback. I've seen as many people.
People are upset.
I've seen how upset people have been. Is it really that bad?
Well, so I'm always saying, make sure you put your item specifics, right? That's my thing. You find it in Google, this, that, and the other. Well, somehow they're updating from the fall seller update thing, right? And in the item specifics for a lot of people, the size of their clothing just disappeared and vanished.
Are you serious?
So if you're trying to sell a large T-shirt or a large coat or an extra large this or that, and somebody's looking for that, you kind of need the size for somebody to buy it. So if somebody's looking for that and it's not showing up with your item descriptions, that's major. So a lot of people's stores just came to a halt. They're trying to figure out what was going on. eBay comes out with the, yeah, we were doing some things and it didn't work right, but we're fixing it.
So do you think somebody lost their job?
Unfortunately, I don't. It's like the kid that you need to hit just one time real hard. If eBay would just fire like 5 people and just like, Gary, we've loved you. You've been here for 30 years. We know you got a wife and kid, and we know that your wife's still expectant, and you got them small kids that can't move out of the house. Well, we're firing you. And you do it like publicly, like, now you and Sally here, who's been here for 30 years, and we've really, and we'll throw Griff there because I'm in a feud with Griff. And Griff, we know you've been really good, and you have nothing to do with this whatsoever, but we're firing you, and we're putting it on the internet for all to see and broadcast it. I think just a little fear would go a little long ways. I don't think anyone got fired. I think they said, whoops-a-daisy, and my bad, and we'll fix it. To which it is being fixed. It seems my sales have started kicking up again.
So it was like maybe a week, 10-day blip?
It was about a week.
Yeah.
Once people start noticing, hey, why are my sales so slow? And they start doing the research, and they're calling eBay, and eBay's like, well, everything's cool. Oh, a lot of people are having problems. Everything's not cool. We're looking into it. To eBay's credit, they did, once they figured out what was going on, they said, hey, we got an error. We know there's an error. There's a glitch. We're fixing it. But when you're trying to sell clothing items, like I just told everyone, put up your shirts, put up your jackets and your coats and all that, and hoodies.
Sizes.
And somebody's looking for that hoodie and they need a 2X. They're not just going to gamble.
So how do we get people to fix that? Like, did they have to go into their stores and redo everything?
Supposedly, no, that's what a lot of people were doing. We're just going through and redoing that, and that was costing them listing fees, and they were revamping everything. That takes forever. It should be done. So it should be fixed. Go in your stores, make sure that on your item specifics, maybe just test 5 things just real fast. Make sure your item specifics are filled out properly, and that all the information that you've had on there is there, including the size of things. If not, I would contact eBay and say, fix it, but I'd contact them and say, this is a mess, this is costing me business, what are you gonna do for me?
So here's the best thing, okay? I'm gonna tie this into my world, and you can be welcome to my world. Because
Welcome to my world.
that puts you out for like a week, but eBay is an extremely for-profit business, so they figured it out and took care of it. Now imagine if that happened and it's the middle of 4th quarter and that happened, but you know what happened? You tried calling, you tried going to the internet to figure out what the problem was, and it's gone.
Just internet doesn't exist no more.
Internet doesn't exist, phone number's gone. You know what that was?
That's when you got scammed.
No, that was
Prince.
that was the government shutdown.
Stop taking your money.
The government shutdown, when those guys in Washington D.C. couldn't get along, the entire government shut down. So when I was doing,
I haven't had to pay taxes since because they shut down, and I said I paid my deed.
the IRS shut down. Like, you couldn't call anyone.
That's ridiculous, really.
And the problem was it happened right December, January. So we just had the largest tax law change in like ever, and they're trying to implement this, and right before it starts, the entire system shut
We're
down.
just going to shut her down. Well,
So then the other problem is, at that point, you send in letters, you have to fax things. You know what they did with all those? They lost them.
whoops. They're here somewhere.
So it's like, okay, so like I'm still fixing
Wow.
issues that happened last like January, February.
That is nice where eBay is accountable to the shareholders and they don't get fees if they don't sell. So when they say, oh, all this stuff isn't showing up, we're not going to get our cut, they do move on it. I don't know if anyone got fired or not, and I don't know if anyone should be or not, but I'm always for just one person being the public example like that,
Yeah, just take care of it. So
So you ever heard of a man, here, this is leading into, I told you a few weeks ago about a guy that was just quitting Amazon because it wasn't going well for him. They
Okay.
canceled orders on his desk, and he ended up just going straight to eBay because he'd actually get what he ordered on time.
okay.
You ever heard of a guy named Piff the Magic Dragon?
Yeah, Pete, I used to see the show. I was not afraid of that one.
So Piff the Magic Dragon is a magician in Las Vegas now.
Okay.
And he was trying to get some stuff for his show. And he was making a trophy.
Okay.
So he was ordering a bust, like a head bust, like,
Yeah.
one of those things. And I guess he was going to change the head into his head or something. It's part of a magic thing that he was doing. Well, he would order this, he had somebody actually that worked for him do it. They'd order this thing off of Amazon, and they would send him like a little horse statue.
Okay.
And so they thought, well, that's weird. So they sent it back, but they needed this. They have a deadline, like a week or whatever.
Okay.
So they thought, that's weird. So they sent it back, and in order again, they got a horse statue. After they contacted the person, whatever, and it's on Prime, so 2 days. So okay, we're going to go to a new seller. So they're still on Amazon, and they order like 5 of them. So they
Okay.
just figure one of them, and we just need this to work. And so they got 5 horse statues. So obviously it's the same fulfillment center or whatever. So out of frustration or whatever, they're okay, so this has to happen. So they had one more that was out there that they thought might be it, and they're tracking it and trying to figure out where it is. And it's getting like a couple days before they're supposed to have this for their show. They call Amazon. We don't know. We've lost your order.
Oh God.
Okay. Well, we'll have it overnight. We'll figure it out. It'll be there tomorrow. So the next day, Amazon just cancels it on them. Here's your money back. We don't know what's going on. So needless to say, apparently it's not just friend of the show that's having this happen, but this is big A-lister celebrity trying to do a Vegas show. So this is for us as eBay people. This is why I always say we want good sellers, good eBay community. Is when somebody orders something from you, make sure you're sending them the right item and you're sending it fast. And what happens is they buy this Mickey Mouse thing from Adam. And it's packed well, it's shipped well, it doesn't break, it's a good experience. They come back and they buy a friend's Lego set from Mike Painter, or they buy a wrestling card from me, or they buy a video game from Jimmy Sheepy Pants.
I think that's one of the, I don't know, I guess you peel the curtain back, and then when you realize, like, hey, the people that are selling these things, like, this is a mom and pop shop. Like, that's what most eBay sellers are, it is people that are trying to make a living doing this. And when you look at it like that, saying, because we always look at it, especially now, I think a lot of us are becoming more, I don't know, I guess socially aware. We're becoming, okay, where would I rather buy it from and who's going to benefit from it? Because a lot of time it isn't about the lowest cost on a lot of things. It's about who's going to benefit most from it.
Well, I followed up with the guy and said, so have you still been off Amazon? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And where you been buying your stuff? Because this is a kid younger than us.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of internet. It's just where they're buying stuff. It's a lot of I don't know what's after millennial, but millennial age, for lack of a better term. No, I'm buying stuff on eBay still. How's that going? It's cheaper and it gets here faster.
That's good.
So that's good to hear. So I was really happy to hear that. But just out there when I'm sharing these bolos and stuff, and people are like, well, why are you telling everyone about this All Together cereal that we were talking about the other day and stuff? I'm like, the more people that have positive experiences with eBay sellers or with eBay personally, they're going to come back and they're going to buy stuff from us. And like you're saying, we're all little mom and pop selling different things. If we were all just selling little, racehorse figurines, then we're all in competition together, and we're not going to tell everyone where we get our deals or sales.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, a lot of these bolos that you're sharing, like, you see what they are, and I've seen some, but like, I can't find them. Like, they're not here locally.
Or they're gone. I'll put them up there and say, hey, this is for sale right now on the internet. Get over there. There's 3,000 of them, and you get there, and if you don't, you don't. But, it's not like I can just sit on them and buy all 3,000 and sell them myself, or else I probably would, because that's the kind of guy I am. But Adam, it's that time. I know I'm sitting here in your house, and we've took way too much of your time up. So
No, you haven't taken much money. I wish we had more time.
hey, I got something. This is going to be the derailed of the week. But have you ever heard of something called the Mandela Effect? Have I ever shared these with you?
The Nelson Mandela Effect?
Yes.
He was a good dude.
So here's how it gets the story. So some people remember Nelson Mandela dying in like the 80s,
Yeah.
and then some people remember him dying like 5 years ago. So it's this weird phenomenon. This is our spooky music here.
I remember this thing. Like, you remember something, but it's not really how you remember it.
Yeah. So here's some of them, and I'm fascinated by these things, and I drive my wife nuts because I'll ask them questions, but I love them. And so what it is some people remember things differently, or there's people that have all these weird different theories. Is it just us misremembering? Is it like some weird time jump continue? It's weird if you think about them. I used to kind of do a Facebook live game show where I would
Whoa.
tell people where I was getting them from, and I'd do them just to see what people would say. But I want to go over a few of them with you here.
All right.
So answer to the best of your ability.
Oh, this is like a quiz show.
Now, and people at home, play along in your heads, and I want to hear what you remember, what you think, because this is just fun. So it's not just Adam, and some people don't have any, some people have a lot, and so first of all, Adam, have you ever had a double stuffed Oreo cookie?
No,
You've never had a double stuffed Oreo cookie?
never have.
So you wouldn't know how they spell stuff on the double stuff.
Well, if you're going to ask me to spell things, I need to bring my kids out here. I would say Stuff.
And that's what a lot of people remember. And that's
Okay.
what a lot of people think.
We'll see.
Some of these are spelling related. I suck at spelling too,
Okay,
so I'm not
yeah.
going to hold it against you.
Okay.
any. But apparently, it's always been STUF for double stuff.
Okay,
Yeah, so there you go. There's a bear that puts out forest fires.
that'd be Smokey the Bear.
What is his name?
Smokey Robinson?
Well, is it Smokey the Bear or is it Smokey Bear?
I mean, that's like Derek Roy Everett III. Like, is it or is it not? I would say Smokey the Bear.
Apparently, his name's always just been Smokey Bear.
And we just threw in the to make it sound better?
Or we lived in a different continuum of time and space, and we've skipped over dimensions.
I just saw his picture today when I was down at the conference.
Does Smokey Bear wear suspenders?
I mean, he's usually in the parade. Like, he comes to the parade, and you put me on the spot. I'm gonna say no, he does not wear suspenders.
No, he does not wear suspenders.
Yes.
But plenty of people remember him wearing suspenders.
Okay, I think I'm 1 for 3.
Okay.
If I could do this in baseball, I'd be in the Hall of Fame.
What is the tallest mountain or point on Earth?
Well, you always say it's Mount Everest, but you're throwing at me like it's not. So is it somewhere else in Nepal?
Everyone remembers it being Mount Everest, right?
Sure.
Mount Kilimanjaro?
Mount Kilimanjaro?
No, Chimborazo.
You just said this wasn't a spelling contest.
I couldn't spell that if I wanted to. Some mountain that no one's ever heard of, and I don't know where it is.
Okay,
Okay, you've seen the movie Forrest Gump.
moving right along.
The movie Forrest Gump, you're familiar with it?
Yes, I am.
What is Forrest's catchphrase that his mama always said?
Mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Is it was like, or is like?
Mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. That would be is.
Was like.
Okay.
If you build it,
He will come.
is it he will come?
No, I know this one. It is he will come.
Is it he will come or they will come?
He will come, and it's for his father.
Okay.
That's my favorite movie.
So here's a Christmassy one for you.
Give me like at least a nice bonus. Like, way to go on that one.
We're just running them down for the people at home.
Well,
Way to go, Adam.
Hey, thank you.
Way to go.
I need an attaboy.
I'll just throw this in. The Salem witch trial. You're a history man.
Pass.
You remember the Salem witch trial. Did you have to read The Crucible in school?
Pass.
The witches. Everyone playing at home. Adam doesn't have to answer this. The girls that were accused of being witches, how were they executed?
You've cursed the podcast. Like, it's not going to work now.
Were they
Boiled. They were boiled.
boiled?
They were boiled. I don't know.
Some people remember them being burned at the stake. Some people remember them being drowned. Apparently, the real answer is they were all hung.
Pass.
Okay, I know you're a big Star Trek man. What's the famous phrase with Scotty on Star Trek?
Beam me up.
Beam me up, Scotty?
Yeah, beam me up, Scotty.
Would you believe that was never said on Star Trek ever?
Well, whoever came up with that catchphrase after the fact is great.
Okay, so Toy Story. I know you're a Toy Story man.
To infinity and beyond.
Woody has a phrase about his boots.
I got a snake in my boots.
Is it, I got a snake in my boot? Or I got a snake in my boots?
I would say boots singular.
That's what you would think, because that would make sense.
Yeah.
Apparently in the first one, it's boots, plural. I got a snake in my boots. But the rest of them, it's boot singular.
You went to some homework today.
I did my homework. Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. You mean Tugboat Willie?
Does he have suspenders?
I'd say it's probably changed over time, and it's kind of morphed into sometimes, not sometimes, but I would say no, he does not.
There's a school book that you read. No, he does not. That was the Bernstein Bears or the Bernstein Bears.
I believe it's where you're from is how it's pronounced. Yeah, I always pronounce it Bernstein, but I'm pretty sure it's Bernstein.
I'll let you people at home look that one up because we're running through these kind of fast. That's one that messes it up with people. The Wizard of Oz. Are you familiar with the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, we were just talking about this 2 nights ago.
What color are Dorothy's socks?
White?
Would you believe that they are blue?
No, I would not.
They are blue. Her shoes, do they have anything on them?
Don't they have like a strap over it?
Do you remember a red bow?
I don't remember.
There's a red bow on Dorothy's shoes with her blue socks now.
Well, isn't like 95% of the movie in black and white?
I don't know the percentage. Okay, the Tin Man. You remember the Tin Man?
Yes.
Does he carry a pistol and pull it on people at any point in the movie?
Well, I'm saying if this was like an original movie before, like, you know, they told the NRA to take their guns and put them where they want them to, I would say he probably should have.
Do you remember the Tin Man with a pistol in the movie?
I don't.
The Tin Man now has a pistol in the movie.
What do you mean now does?
People don't ever remember seeing it, but now if you look it up, there's a scene where the Tin Man pulls out a pistol.
Wow.
He's packing heat.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly anymore.
Okay, how many people were in the car when JFK was assassinated?
3.
Would you believe that it's 6?
Wouldn't even know that. That was like a big car.
It was a big car? So
Yeah.
most people remember 4. They remember him and his wife and 2 people in the front driving.
Didn't know that.
Okay, the food pyramid. You're familiar with the food pyramid?
Yeah, a couple things on top, the middle. I know they've changed it.
When did it start appearing in schools?
I don't know.
Or when did the government issue it? Was it the 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s?
I'd say in the 80s.
It would be the 90s, sir.
Okay.
Fruit of the Loom. You ever remember a Fruit of the Loom with a cornucopia in the logo?
Yes.
Never happened.
These are all loaded questions.
Okay, you're a Bible man.
Okay.
I got a couple Bible questions for you.
Okay.
What will lay down with the lion?
Daniel.
The blank and the lion will lay together. And
The lamb.
is it the lamb and the lion?
Well, or is it the lamb or the sheep?
Or is it a wolf and a lamb?
I'd say lamb and the lion, but
That's what everyone remembers. That's now the wolf.
okay.
Daniel. Samson. What happened to Samson?
Got his hair cut off.
Who cut off his hair?
I don't know, the kid with the slingshot? What, isn't that it?
Delilah, you remember that?
No.
No?
Hey
Okay.
there, Delilah. Isn't that that song?
Well, she didn't cut off his hair
Man,
anymore.
you're like stumping me. You're gonna just make me look dumber than what
It's
I
not
already am.
dumb. It's all these things that people remember and that just didn't happen. Like now they're in some different universe.
The Nelson
There's some Star
Mandela
Wars
Effect.
ones I can't even throw out there about. Remember that big gold robot in the Star Wars?
I don't know anything about
Apparently
Star
he
Wars.
has a silver leg now.
I don't even know what you're talking
So
about.
that's what we got. Sorry we rushed through those, but go look them up and send me your tweets about how you remember that going down.
Well, man, I'm just glad we made it through the end. This was a crazy podcast.
It was a crazy one.
I'm just glad we made it through. And you know what? There's 2 things that are for certain in life.
That would be DeathPiles.
And taxes. And we're going to do this show every single week.
Apparently we are committed.
Blood, sweat, tears. If we have to go back to the cell phone, show's going to happen.
Come with us and you will see this our town of Halloween.
hail to the pumpkin song. In this town, don't we love it now? Everybody's waiting for the next surprise. Skeleton Jack might catch you in the back and scream like a banshee, make you jump out of your skin. This is Halloween, everybody scream. Please make way for a very special guy. Our man Jack is king of the pumpkin patch. Everyone hail to the pumpkin king now. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween.
Things everywhere. Life's no fun without a good scare.
That's our job
But we're not mean.
in our town of Halloween.
In this town we call home. Everyone hail to the pumpkin song.